You're only using 20% of your brain. Well, what if you could access it all? Would you be able to move objects, read people's minds, become the best version of yourself? Well, according to Google, you would have an epileptic seizure. So forget Hollywood selling you the idea that you could access your whole brain with some magic tablet. But don't get discouraged yet, because there are better and more realistic ways for you to optimize your brain for productivity, health, and happiness. Introducing Andrew Huberman, a neuroscientist from Stanford who has recently popped off because of the wealth of knowledge and actionable steps he provides in his podcasts to receive all the cognitive benefits without the need for supplements. Now, I love Mr. Huberman, but sometimes the podcast can get a little too scientific, long, and tedious. So I've simplified all his teachings that I've learned personally, and I want to condense it into this video so you can level up your daily routine. Be sure to stick to the end to learn how I optimized his teachings and I've implemented to my daily routine, but also to get access to my free Google Doc daily routine template, which you can fully customize for yourself. So this is my day in the life. Every day I wake up at around the same time at 6:30 and write down my wake up time. Trust me, this will come in handy later. One of the first things I do in the morning is drink half a teaspoon of sea salt, some water to optimize my neural function. Your neurons, which are chemical messengers in the brain, need salt to function properly. So think of it as oil for your engine. It doesn't taste the best, but don't be a and get it out the way. Immediately after, I go into forward ambulation in the sun, which is just a nerdy way of saying get your outside of the house and walk in the sun. This is because it reduces brain activity in the amygdala, which is responsible for your emotional responses. So it reduces feelings of threat, fear, and anxiety within your brain, giving you a more relaxed start to the day. 2 to 30 minutes daily of walking in the sunlight is enough for you to improve your mental health and even sleep. And I say sleep because the light hitting your eyes in the morning sends signals to your brain and tells your brain that 8 to 12 hours from now, it should get ready to go to bed. Keep in mind that I've not ate any breakfast yet, so I'm still in a fasting state. From the time I had dinner last night, which was around 8:30 p.m., I fast for around 12 hours. Not for any fat loss reasons, despite what any YouTube fitness influencer wants to tell you, but mostly because according to Huberman, fasting increases adrenaline. Fasting increases adrenaline in your body, which enhances focus, attention, and enables you to better learn during your bout of work. I choose to fast at this time of the day because up next at around 7:15 a.m., I enter my first bout of 90-minute work. So around this time, I enter my first bout of 90-minute work. I use a timer to time me. I throw away all my phones and my distractions, and I just focus in on my work. And occasionally I'll listen to something like low-level white noise or studying loft beats, just keep me from getting distracted. Studies show that 90 minutes is about the longest period we can expect to maintain deep focus and effort toward learning. Keep in mind, you want to space these intense learning bouts 2 to 3 hours or more apart. After my first bout of work at around 8:45, I make my first round of coffee. You see, caffeine is not only good for learning because it enables neuroplasticity. And you see, neuroplasticity, the great thing about it is when your brain literally changes and becomes more efficient by forming new neurons that are stronger, more abundant for you to become more efficient in certain tasks. Cheers to that. You also want to delay caffeine intake in the mornings, 90 to 120 minutes after you wake up to avoid that afternoon crash and that slump that everyone gets. From 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., we hit the gym, baby. Consisting of stretching, resistance training, and some form of cardio. Over and over, studies have shown the countless benefits of exercise, and I'll get into that in another video. But for now, take my word for it. And if you don't want to take my word for it, take Dr. Huberman's word for it that exercise is good for your physical health and most importantly, your brain. At around 10:30 a.m., I make breakfast, and would you just look at that fire food. And while I eat breakfast, I like to listen to more podcasts, more Huberman. I'm just kidding. No, but for real, guys, we're constantly evolving. So hit that subscribe button and join me on this journey of consistently improving ourselves. During my second bout of work, I tackle my highlight of the day, which is my most important task for the day, because I know that my neural circuitry is wired to best handle this type of work. Now, remember where I told you to record every time you wake up? Well, that was the temperature minimum. And exactly 4 to 7 hours after that, according to Huberman, is where we should engage in the hardest task of the day, because our neural circuitry is wired to do the hardest focused and most demanding way. Now around 12 p.m. I do hypnosis. Now it's not what it sounds like. It's not, well it is, but it's not the type of hypnosis you see in movies. According to Huberman, this hypnosis is a form of non-sleep rest, backed by countless studies that show it promotes focus and increased plasticity. Basically, you just learn way fast. Trust Huberman. I don't know. Now I recommend this app called Reverie. Now this isn't a sponsor, obviously, because I have 11 subscribers, but it has a free trial, but then it's paid. And if you don't want to pay, there's great scripts out on YouTube, which you could just listen for free. I place this hypnosis session strategically after my most intense work bout of the day because it helps me to fully learn and actualize the key aspects of the session. The second half of the day is not so regimented, but it includes another bout of work, spending quality time with friends and family. I'm getting into chess, eating more, and reading. Also, don't have caffeine this part of the day. You won't be able to sleep. Now, I must admit, there's no way all my days look like this, but rather it's a mixture of all the elements described while making sure to stick with the foundations. Think of these habits as a buffet, as you can pick and choose which to implement, but don't forget the foundations. Now, please keep in mind that I didn't get too scientific with this video. Like I said, the goal of this video was to show you how I implemented the key learnings from the podcasts into my day in a very simple nature. But obviously, if you want more depth and scientific reasoning behind each pillar that I described in this video, please go do check Huberman. He does God's work. I love you, Huberman. And remember, this was just a day in the life video. I didn't go super into the protocols of my fitness, my sleep routine, and my daily habit routine. So be on the lookout for those videos in the future. And remember, stay consistently consistent, baby.